A Christmas Carol is a classic Christmas story, so I was surprised that it barely made it on the list this year, but it was able to somehow get into 25th place on our 25 Days of Christmas movie marathon. It's almost strange, but we will start Christmas with a fantastic ghost story that somehow warms our hearts each and every year. Charles Dickens' classic is retold through a musical in the film Scrooge. Now, before I get into the summary and review, let me first say that this is not intended to replace watching the movie, but is supposed to be a summary and review. Please watch the movie and form your own opinion of it. Also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie and don't want me to spoil anything, please skip to this time right here. You've been warned, so without further ado, I present the 25th place pick, Scrooge. At the start of the film, we see some kids caroling, and then a mustached man proceeds to yell out,
No peace on earth with all that blooming noise going on. Here you are, boys.
Scrooge is just doing Scrooge things as he chases the kids with a shovel, refuses his nephew's friendly invitation to a Christmas party, and overall just hates Christmas. A Scrooge being a Scrooge.
You come from here and take your infernal Merry Christmas with you.
Bob Cratchit runs home, and on his way he sees his children admiring toys in the shop window. Then they break into song and sing about Christmas as they're shown things that they can't afford.
As pretty as a dream.
Scrooge has the exact opposite journey home, singing about how rich he is and how much he hates people.
I hate people. I loathe people.
Ebenezer finally makes it home and sees his deceased business partner's ghost, and it's hilarious how he just shrugs it off at first. And then, this isn't the only ghost he sees. He sees a horse-drawn carriage ride through his house, and later he sees a whole army of ghosts flying around his house, and he's suddenly scared. Marley tells Scrooge about how he'll be visited by 3 ghosts throughout the night, and that if he doesn't change, then he will wear the chains that he forged in life as well.
Great chain you wear.
I wear the chain I forged in life.
But his will be longer. Marley also tells him that he'll be visited by 3 ghosts. The first ghost visits him when the bell tolls 1 in the morning, and introduces herself as the ghost of Christmas past.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
She shows Scrooge his childhood and how he was left and neglected as a child, and he questions his actions.
What is it you wish?
Well, there were some boys singing a Christmas carol outside my door last night. I should have given them something, that's all.
He also is shown the happy times he spent as an apprentice to Fezziwig.
I was his apprentice.
Yo-ho, Ebenezer! Yo-ho, Dick!
A party ensues and he meets the love of his life, Isabella. Then he is shown that he let his one love go because he loved money more than her.
Going away, Ebenezer. You will not see me again.
Are you going to marry me?
No.
The next spirit visits at 2 a.m. and he is the ghost of Christmas present. And the character design is insanely good for him. He's a giant Santa Claus looking person, and he loves to drink and just enjoy life. And Scrooge drinks his milk.
No. Drink this.
His milk is the milk of human kindness. He literally gets drunk off the stuff.
It's wonderful. I've never tasted anything like it.
Of course you haven't.
What is it?
The milk of human kindness.
The ghost sings about how much he likes life, and life likes him. And it is probably the best song in the whole film. It's a straight banger.
I like life. Life likes me. Life and I fairly fully agree.
The ghost shows Scrooge how Bob Cratchit lives and celebrates Christmas with a small amount of money. He focuses on enjoying the time with his family and enjoying the little things.
You're nectar, and at only 2pence a pint you can't really grumble.
He also gives thanks to Scrooge for giving him the money he earned. His wife is disgusted by this, but Bob insists that he should thank him for the money.
What are you trying to do? Ruin our Christmas?
But his money paid for the goose, my dear.
No. Your money paid for the ghost, my dear.
Tiny Tim sings about how he wouldn't want to be anywhere but here right now. Scrooge takes a liking to Tiny Tim and fears for his wellness and asks if he will die. The ghost comes back at him with what he said at the beginning of the film.
If he's going to die, then he'd better do it and decrease the surplus population.
They then go to the nephew's party and sees that the nephew really likes him and believes that within Scrooge's mean exterior, there's a person who cares and is kind.
I ask you to drink to the good health and long life of my celebrated Uncle Ebenezer.
Scrooge is reminded of his past after witnessing his nephew's party, and he feels a sadness wash over him.
Since I was a young apprentice at old Fezziwig so many years ago. What Christmases we used to have in those days.
The ghost ends up leaving him with this.
Remember, Scrooge, time is short, and suddenly you're not there anymore.
Scrooge meets the final ghost at 3 a.m., and this is a ghastly-looking creature wrapped in dark robes. This is the ghost of Christmas yet to come, and Ebenezer is afraid of this ghost because he now knows that time is a precious thing.
And you are to show me shadows of the things that will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit?
Ebenezer is taken to a large group standing outside his business, and they are all cheering and joyous about Ebenezer and what he has just done for them. Then they bring a coffin out of Scrooge's business. Hint, hint, he's dead. Scrooge doesn't realize this for the longest time, and I don't even think he ever realized it. Context clues, man. Scrooge then is pointed to the Cratchit household, where he finds out Tiny Tim is dead, and the family is mourning his passing.
The colour hurts my eyes. I mustn't show weak eyes to your father when he gets home.
Scrooge then is sent by the ghost to the graveyard to see Tiny Tim's grave, and then asks,
Spirit, you've shown me a Christmas yet to come that mingles great happiness with great sadness. But what is to become of me?
He sees his grave, and we are shown the true face of the ghost of Christmas yet to come, and Scrooge falls into a pit and wakes up in hell. He meets Marley, and he tells him that no one wanted to help him in hell. He then says that Lucifer liked what Scrooge did in life so much that Scrooge will be Lucifer's personal plaything.
Lucifer, that he has appointed you to be his personal clerk. A singular honor. You will be to him, so to speak, what Bob Cratchit was to you.
Sexual innuendos?
It's even bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, here it is now.
Nah, just chains. Maybe? Nope, for sure, just chains. Scrooge can't handle the literal weight of his sin and freaks out and wakes up in his room.
Where am I?
Scrooge questions what happened last night and is so excited that he's alive.
Alive. I'm alive.
He decides to turn his life around and be the good in the world rather than the bad.
I'll begin again. I will build my life. I will live to know that I fulfilled my life.
He buys gifts for the Cratchits and his nephew, prize turkeys, toys,
And some of those. And the hobby horse. And then some flutes and some trumpets.
music ensues and continues as everyone dances happily. The film ends by wishing us a Merry Christmas. The story of Scrooge and his change from bad to good is a reminder that we can change ourselves for the better this Christmas. And just for that alone, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 5 Santas. Which is, it's strange to start out with 5 out of 5 Santas where are we going to go from there? Well, some films in our 25 Days of Christmas are a little out there, but we'll get to that when we get there. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and see you tomorrow with the film that made it into 24th place in our Christmas movie marathon. See ya, and Merry Christmas.